The rain would not stop that night. It hit the empty highway over and over, in the middle of nowhere. There was an old gas station. Most of the neon sign was broken. The place looked dead, except for one thing. Pump number 6. It always stayed on, even when everything else went dark. Ethan had only worked there for 3 nights. The gas station was far away from the city. No traffic, no people, only trees and empty roads. His boss, Walter, was quiet most of the time. But before leaving that night, Walter stopped at the door. Rainwater dripped from his jacket. He looked nervous, very nervous. Then he said, "If Pump 6 turns on tonight, do not look outside." Ethan gave a small laugh, but Walter did not smile. He pulled out an old rusted key and handed it to him. "If the lights go out, lock yourself in the storage room. Do not come out until the lights come back." Then Walter walked out into the rain, and Ethan was alone. Around 2:36 in the morning, the storm got worse. Rain slammed against the windows. The lights buzzed overhead. The coffee machine made strange sounds, and the old radio behind the counter kept playing static. Then, Ethan froze. The sound came from outside, slowly. He looked at the security monitor. Pump number 6 was on. The numbers on the screen were moving by themselves. $1, $3, $5. Gasoline poured onto the ground. But there was no car, no customer, nobody, only rain. Ethan remembered Walter's warning. Do not look outside. He tried to ignore it, but the sound continued. Like someone holding the gas pump handle. Then the lights flickered, once, twice, and suddenly, everything went dark. Only the red exit sign was still glowing. The whole store disappeared into darkness. Ethan could hear his own breathing. Then, someone knocked on the front door. Ethan slowly looked toward the entrance. A tall figure stood outside near Pump 6. It did not move. Its clothes were completely black from the rain. Its face was hidden. Then the radio suddenly turned on. Static filled the store. And under the static, a voice whispered, "Don't let it in." The knocking stopped. Everything became silent. Then, the figure moved, too fast. 1 second it stood near Pump 6. The next second, it was standing right outside the door. Ethan stepped back in fear. The thing slowly tilted its head. Then it smiled. Its mouth stretched too wide, much wider than a normal person. The lights flashed for a second, and Ethan finally saw its face. No eyes, no skin, only darkness, like a human-shaped shadow standing in the rain. Then the lights went out again. Ethan ran. He grabbed the old key and rushed to the storage room. Something hit the front door hard. Glass cracked somewhere in the store. Ethan locked himself inside the storage room. The room was dark and dusty. Outside, he heard wet footsteps walking through the aisles. Something knocked products onto the floor. Metal scraped across the tiles. Then silence. Ethan covered his mouth so it could not hear him breathing. Then suddenly, someone spoke outside the door. Walter's voice. "Ethan, open the door!" Ethan felt cold all over. Walter had already left hours ago. Then the voice spoke again, closer this time.
"You forgot to lock Pump 6.
Then came a scratching sound, slow, sharp, long nails dragging across metal. Ethan shut his eyes and waited. At exactly 4:13 a.m., the lights came back on. Everything was quiet. Ethan slowly opened the storage room door. The gas station looked normal again. No broken glass, no mess, nothing. Like none of it ever happened. Then Ethan noticed something near the register, an old newspaper clipping. His hands shook as he picked it up. The headline said, Gas station worker missing during night shift. The newspaper was from 1996. Under the headline was a picture. Ethan stared at it. The missing worker was Walter. Younger, but clearly Walter. Then, pump number 6 turned on again outside. Slowly. Ethan looked toward the window. A figure stood beside the pump in the rain. This time, the figure looked exactly like him, and it was smiling.